Hi all and welcome to episode number 10. Who would have thought that we've made it here this far to episode number 10? And it's a special episode today because I've got Matilda Scholz, my favourite AFL footballer, Dren, my favourite Nords Resi player, and Issy as well. Sorry, Dren.
Whack.
Second in the best and fairest count.
Yep.
One vote off. Unlucky. And grand final. Bad luck as well.
Yeah, thank you. And you are my second, my favourite second 18 Scotch player, so that works well.
Yeah, nice. Nice. So back to you, Matilda. Could you enlighten us with your football journey from 2017 or from Scotch or from Mitcham Hawks as a junior and now into the professional league of sports for Port Adelaide?
So I started playing footy for Mitcham Hawks in about year 6. One of my school friends came up to me and was like, you should just try a bit of women's footy. And I was like, sounds like fun, may as well give it a go. So we went out to Mitcham Hawks, played there, and then was in the inaugural Scotch College Adelaide girls footy team in 2017. So year 7 I was in that. That was a bit of fun with Ali Evans. So that was good. Played Scotch footy all the way till year 12 and a bit of state footy. And then I got signed to Port Adelaide this year.
Yeah, nice. And Dren, over to you. And having a love for sport and being heavily involved within sport from talent recruitment to Nord, what makes football such an exciting sport going into the future?
I think at the moment it's the fact that it's still growing, like the trajectory is going up so quickly, the opportunities for the girls, like not only at school but like Issy with these pathways that she can now be involved in, and then the AFLW growing, getting more exposure. It's just going to only get bigger from here.
Nice. And Issy, what are some of the key factors that inspire you to play football?
I think just just new girls coming in all the time, and just the pathways that we have. It's just a really good environment to be in, especially in sport.
Nice. And Matilda, when we go back to 2017 and the first year of the Scotch girls football program, what was that like, that environment of, the first year of girls footy?
It was pretty exciting to, finally have girls footy at Scotch College. But obviously we've come a long way since 2017. I think the standard was pretty average back then. But now look at us go. We won the grand final this year and last year and maybe the year before that as well. Can't remember.
I think you're 3 in a row.
Pretty good.
Haven't lost for 3 years, I think.
I think we lost once this year, but I wasn't playing, so.
And Dren, as an old collegian, what was it like? There was no girls footy when you were at school, so what was it like with school sport?
Well, girls sport in general, when I was at school, so about 10 years ago when I finished, was like heavily netball dominated. I played hockey. We would struggle to get one team together. So even seeing the hockey teams now and the success they have, it's really good to see. I kind of feel like if we didn't push through all those years ago and make a team, we might not have got there. So I feel like I played a part. And, we didn't have footy at all. So we played Rosie Cup. I don't know if that still happens, but Rosie Cup was like a house competition for footy. And I remember a lot of the teachers didn't love the girls playing because it looked too rough, like it was too rough, which was frustrating. So even seeing the girls team come in and then 5-6 teams in the school now, it's so exciting.
And Issy, when we look at like Dren with the Rosie Cup and when we go over to you, why is football such a great way to meet people and be able to build connections, I guess, in that way for sport, but for friendship and so forth?
I think because it's such a growing sport, everyone's giving it a go, so there's a lot of people coming in. I also think because of how the AFLW has come about, there's a lot more people coming in, meeting new friends. And I think they just think it's a really good sport to be around, which it is.
And with the AFLW, back to you, Matilda, what's the training schedule like at an AFL club? What's the requirements? What's the week-to-week sort of living? And
it's pretty good, actually. I was doing uni earlier this year, but I thought, no, I'll just give that a scrap. Wasn't my vibe. So at the moment, it's just footy on, I think we've got gym on a Monday at the moment, Tuesday morning training, Wednesday gym, Thursday training, have a bit of a cahoot after training as a bit of like a get to know you in the team. We've got usually a Friday captain's run if we're playing on a Saturday. And then, we'll do, hopefully we all try and get down to recovery at the beach together on a Sunday or in the gym or wherever. So, it's pretty good. Lots of time to myself.
How many hours a week are you training?
Oh, it's a good question. I'm not sure. I can't do the maths that quickly.
Just because probably worth like knowing 5 years ago, even 6 years ago with the AFLW, the hours of training was about 8 hours a week, and that was it. So even like being able to put more time in getting paid for your time has gone up in 4 or 5 years as well. So like it's a long way off the men, but it's so much better for you.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love being at the club almost, or being around the girls every day of the week. And yeah, just it makes us better as a team when we're hanging out together all the time and training all the time.
And have you got a story? Have you got a highlight from the football, playing at Port Adelaide and playing with like Erin Phillips and a few of those big names that you would have grown up watching as, as younger kids, I guess, when, season 1, season 2, season 3?
I've got a lot of footy highlights, to be honest. I think most recently, the weekend, we played St Kilda and we got our first win of the season, which was really exciting. And, yeah, Erin Phillips played a very nice game. Abby Darrick played well as well. I don't know, it was a good team game. But I think I've got a lot of school footy highlights as well. Winning our knockout championship in 2022. First time Scotch girls were in the knockout for footy. That was pretty cool. That was so much fun. It was just a good day as well to be around the girls. We were all hyped up, listening to music and everything. And then, winning the grand final as well last year was awesome.
And what made that moment, winning the 2022 knockout championship, so special? Was it because of your dad was the head coach, or what was the moment?
Oh, it was a great build-up, I reckon, because we've never been in knockout before. It was just really exciting. Everyone was really getting around it, and we hadn't been challenged too much in the school competition on a Friday night. So it was pretty exciting getting into the knockout competition and going up against some tough schools and thinking like, oh, we could actually lose here, and then winning, which makes the win even better when you work even harder.
And Adrienne, we've just gone to Matilda's favourite football sort of moment and story. What's your favourite footy moment?
From watching women's footy, I think going back to the grand final that was played at Adelaide Oval a few years ago, where they sold or packed out Adelaide Oval with 55,000 people. I just think that showed that if you put a product out there, people will come and people want to get engaged and involved in it. And I think that probably kicked into the next gear of where AFLW is going.
And Issy, over to you again. What's your favourite footy moment?
Like in AFLW or
AFLW, in your footy or in life? Yeah, yes, Adrienne.
I think for me probably when I came to Adelaide and started playing for like a Sandfield club, I think that was pretty good, seeing like new trainings and just how I guess professional sport is played, not probably at the highest from me, but I guess just how like it comes with like who is involved, and that was the coaches for us. So,
yeah, and you get to learn more as well.
Yeah.
Playing in a Sandfield club, that's what I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I going back to I didn't realise you meant Sandfield as well. I thought you just meant like what was my favourite footy moment. That was my favourite footy moment.
What's your favourite footy? Well, what's your favourite footy moment?
My favourite moment, I played in a grand final at Scotch Old Collegians a few years back, and it was the first women's premiership for the Old Cols. So that was my favourite moment. But I think, like what these girls said is being exposed to Sandfield clubs, different coaches, different approaches to everything. It like for someone like Issy to come from the country, where you've probably had the same few coaches your whole life, and then you've played with the same people, you come here and you learn so much about footy, but you also learn how to like deal with new teammates and adapt to that. And I think that's holds you in good stead.
And Adrienne, when we're talking about like women's footy and skyrocketing over the last decade, or when you were playing hockey and it was very netball and boys footy sort of dominated, what's it like now and been across the last decade?
At Scotch?
Yeah.
I think over the last 10 years I've noticed from having worked as a coach in the boarding house is how much the schools put in to helping grow the sports, like grow women's sport. They've always put in the right coaches, or they've sought out the right people to help with the sports, and that means that the people that are coaching are engaged. That like kids want to go to training because they enjoy being there and they're actually learning. I think a lot of it comes from. I feel like we used to always get a lot of boys coming to the boarding house and they'd be good at cricket and footy, and now we're starting to get the girls that are good at netball and footy, and they're coming and they're making that move too. So there's a reason, because the exposure's out there, like even like social media and what Scotch does promoting all the girls' teams and all the girls' sports really good because it always pops up and, yeah, you can see like the success and supports that and helps grow.
Yeah, lovely. And Matilda, across your journey from being a year 6 at Mitcham Hawks, going out there to just have a bit of fun, bit of a kick and a catch, to now playing at a professional level, who has been some people that have inspired you to be able to go through, I guess, those stepping stones?
Oh, Seb, you inspire me every day. You running.
Did you know it's Seb's birthday? It's his 18th today as well.
Happy birthday, Seb.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Matilda.
No, but on a serious note, my dad, David Scholz, head of boys boarding at Scotch College, Adelaide.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, you might have heard of him. He's definitely inspired me a lot, obviously because he coached, or he's still coaching footy at Scotch, girls footy at Scotch. And, he's just a big part of my footy life and my footy journey, and I'm really grateful for him being there for me.
And Dren, looking into the future now, we've looked back in the past, we've looked at the moment now we're looking into the future. What's your hope for girls football and in general girls sport into the future?
Oh, I think I just want it to see it keep growing, it keep like getting the exposure it deserves. And I think while we see a lot of AFLW at the moment, in the off season it kind of dies off for 9 months until they're back in season. So even for all sports, it's like follow the girls through the off season, follow the training plans. They're putting on all the work in the off season like we do with the men. So I think it's probably getting the exposure to be year round rather than just a few months of a year. In the long future, really would like the girls to be paid the same as the men. Like put the time in the same. So why isn't it there? But I think there's a lot of things that go into that, like the media, the sponsorship. But the sponsorship's growing, so hopefully it's not too far away that girls start getting paid what they deserve.
And Issy, we'll finish up with you. Where do you hope to take your football journey into the future? And could you see maybe a potential option in 5 years' time where you're lining up as a ruck rover for Port Adelaide with Matilda Scholz tapping the ball down your throat?
I guess it'd be a really good experience, and it would be really interesting to be a part of like a professional sports. I guess I could see doing that. It'd be really interesting, and I do enjoy my footy. So yeah, I guess if I put in the hard work, it would be really interesting.
But Izzy's also a gun netballer, so she's got a little bit of a Poppy Scholz issue where she's dominating 2 sports.
Don't
I think
say
at the school so much. She's had her time on this show. Yeah. But yeah, I think Izzy's got that opportunity to do netball, to do footy here and do the like club sports, SANFL, state level stuff, and she has that opportunity.
And Dren, the boarding house is such an exceptional place to be able to grow, the Scotch College sport, and the teams. What's it like working in such a, professional or somewhat professional, environment of the Scotch boarding house?
Somewhat professional. We're professional. I find it, I think me playing footy and working in the boarding house has been a good element, I guess, for them. Like a lot of the female staff don't play footy, like I'm the only one that does. So a lot of the girls, when they come in, they don't know what sport to pick. I can really encourage that. And then a lot of them end up loving it and they're trying it. So that's been really good, and getting the match reports every Saturday and getting Seb's match reports then on how he saw it. But yeah, I see what Scholzy's done with David Scholzy's done with the footy, and
I've had a bit of a part of that as well. Just so thank you.
But I've seen him, sitting in the office doing some team magnet stuff, and it's serious, it's intense stuff, and I'm glad that we're doing it.
Yeah, easy. So thank you, Matilda. Thanks, Dren, and thanks, Issy, for coming on episode number 10, the special milestone of the podcast today. Matilda, thank you so much for going out of your way to come on the podcast.
Busy schedule I have.
On the busy schedule as well. And for everyone in the audience, make sure you join AFL Fantasy, get Matilda Scholz in your team. For $800,000, it is an incredible buy and an absolute cash cow for your AFL Fantasy team.
Do we stick the captain on her? Double points?
Nah, Bowers.
No, not yet.
Bowers. Anyways, that's a wrap. But good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.